guys, it's Neha, and today I'm going to be doing episode 2 of my Halloween series, and today I'm talking about my top 5 favorite scary movies of all time. Scary movies are my guilty pleasure. I love them, but I'm kind of weird with them because usually I love the beginning, I love the middle, but I always hate the ending. So these movies are movies that I love the ending too. These are usually classics. I'm one of those movie buffs. I love the classics. They may not be as scary, but they're really well made, and these movies are in order. My number 5 favorite scary movie is Woman in Black from 2012. This is actually a recent scary movie that I actually really enjoyed. Usually I haven't been liking the super recent ones as much, but I really liked Woman in Black. It stars Daniel Radcliffe and director is James Watkins. The Woman in Black is about a young lawyer who travels to a remote village to kind of investigate this village where apparently a vengeful ghost of a woman lives. So this movie is really antique and old-timed, and it's very eerie and creepy, and it's just the mood is very foggy and scary, and it actually has a pretty good amount of jump scenes, which are my favorite. I love when a jump scene happens and you kind of look around with your friends and you're like, oh my gosh, we all just jumped. It might not be the most original story. It is a ghost story. It's not the most original story, but it's still really well made and it's really creepy. Daniel Radcliffe did very well in this movie. You know, it was like I was really curious on how he was going to do after the whole Harry Potter series, but he did really well. The movie is kind of like that kind of movie where you're kind of like watching and you're like, whoa, did that toy just move? Or whoa, did that doll just blink? It's kind of like that, and that's like the scary stuff in the movie, and I really like that stuff. And it's just a good production, you know, it's beautiful. It's like this creepy old beautiful mansion, and it's just like, it's like a really creepy and eerie movie. Number 4 is 1976's The Omen. It stars Gregory Peck, Lee Remick, and Harvey Stevens, and it's directed by Richard Donner. Oh, The Omen. It's just about a boy. It's about a weird, creepy, devil-possessed boy. This movie has beautiful cinematography. It's very well made. It has great actors. And it's just a scary concept. It's about a little boy that's being possessed. It's weird, it's scary. He did an excellent job. It's such a classy movie, and it's actually the Oscar winner for Best Music in 1977. It's just eerie and a very memorable movie. It's just a very, very well-made movie. Alright, number 3 on my list is The Shining from 1980. It stars Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, and it is directed by Stanley Kubrick. This is just the epitome of a classic horror movie, from quotes like "Here's Johnny" and "Red Drum" and "All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy." Like, these are just classic horror quotes. This movie is about a family that heads to an isolated hotel in the winter and kind of takes care of the hotel, and evil spirits, you can call it, kind of influence the father into violence. The biggest aspect of this movie that's scary is the setting. It is winter. It is snowing. It's a snowstorm. It is so scary because you can really feel how helpless the mom and her son is. Like, you can feel it and you just want to go help them, but you can't. And it just makes the movie like 10 times creepier. Jack Nicholson did awesome. You know, like his frustration and anger and creepiness and craziness. It was just so nice. It was so wonderful in this movie. It really added to it. I really want to shine light on the boy that played Danny. He was excellent. I actually watched the behind-the-scenes reel, which was like 30 minutes long of The Shining, and he's so adorable. In the interview, he's adorable. He's like 6 or 7, but he really was important in the movie. Like, one of the most famous scenes in horror history is like when he's tricycling around the hotel, and he sees the 2 twin ghosts, and his reaction was so genuine. And he was awesome in this movie. Number 2 goes to The Others from 2001. It stars Nicole Kidman, and the director is Alejandro Amenabar. I'm sorry, I definitely didn't say that right. But this movie is awesome. I love this movie. This movie is about a woman who lives in this really dark house with her 2 photosensitive children. This movie is everything you want in a scary movie. It has twists, it has jump scenes, it's clever, it's thought through, the story is unique. It's just an excellent movie. This movie stays with you. Like, the story, you remember it. It's just an awesome movie. The setting is cool. It has lots of, like, there's one twist I remember in specific that I'm not going to give away, but it's a very clever movie. Before I go to number 1, I will be giving out like some honorable mentions, I guess, because I really couldn't pick out of all of these movies to pick just 5. So these are like, maybe if I had like next 5, these would be in it. And it would be Children of the Corn, The Little Girl Who Lived Down the Lane, Sixth Sense, and The Orphanage. Out of those 4 that I just had on my honorable mention, probably Children of the Corn and Sixth Sense are my favorite. I love those 2. Like, those 2 would definitely be the next 2 in my list. Sixth Sense especially. Come on. We all know what Sixth Sense is about. It's about a boy who sees dead people, and the twist in that movie is like one of the greatest twists of all time. It's just an excellent movie. Yeah, and then Children of the Corn is great because I live near a cornfield, and it scares me. So yeah, those are just some classic horror movies that I love. And I had to mention them in this video. The Little Girl Who Lived Down the Lane is also great. It stars Jodie Foster. I'm pretty sure it's still on Netflix. It's just about a girl who lives by herself in her house and in like her neighborhood, I guess, kind of questioning it. Jodie Foster did awesome. She was young. She was probably 13. And yeah, it was a great movie. The Orphanage was super scary. It was a really scary movie. So those 4 are my honorable mentions. Number 1 in my book of my favorite scary movie of all time is The Exorcist. I know, I'm not very original, but this movie just deserves the spot. It's from 1973, and director is William Friedkin, and this movie, come on, when you think of scary movie, you think of The Exorcist. This movie is about a girl who gets kind of possessed by an evil spirit of some sort, and her mother seeks help from 2 priests. This movie is like the foundation of all the Exorcist movies that grow now. There are countless Exorcist movies now, but this was like the first. This movie is super controversial, especially in that time, because it was like the first, and it has some great scenes. Even if it's not like too scary now, it's just, think about how well made it is and how it's new. Like when she, you know, is crawling backwards down the stairs, or when she's kind of had an accident when her mom had her friends over. Like, those scenes are just so clever, and if you think about it, if that was happening to you or someone you knew, you would be scared. Exorcist won 2 Oscars, and it's just a brilliant film. It really is. I mean, I know that the newer movies of this generation has like great effects, so pop-up scenes might be scarier, monsters might be scarier, but you have to remember, like, The Exorcist was the original. Like, who thought of that? And like, it's just brilliant, and it's just like, it's the epitome of horror, really. It's just, it still gets me. It's a good movie. Alright, that's it for this episode in my Halloween series. I hope you're enjoying this series. Comment below what your classic favorite scary movie is. So when I say the word horror, what movie comes to mind? And comment below, and I might talk about it in my next video. Also, if you did not watch episode 1 yet, I will link it in my little ending thing when that little picture comes up and it says check out my latest video. Just click on that and it will take you straight to my Carrie vs. Carrie video. I have been getting so many comments on that video from some awesome YouTubers. I can't thank you guys enough. You know, those comments really make my day and help me keep growing my channel. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video too, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!